Hey everybody, it's Jack and welcome back. Another week in the books when it comes to the stock market. So that means it's time for another portfolio update video. We just finished week number 10 of my small account challenge. If you're new to the channel, what I'm doing is I'm building a $1,000 account up to $100,000 through saving like crazy and smart investing, with the big picture end goal being to one day be able to retire off of my investments. That would be the dream. So in this video, I'll quickly go over the week that was in the stock market, and then I'll get into all the stocks I purchased last week and any that I maybe sold. I'll go through my portfolio breakdown, and then I'll touch on some stocks that I'm looking to purchase in the week ahead and give my explanation for all that. But the majority of this video is going to actually be to showcase my brand new stock and dividend Google Sheets spreadsheet. So I'm really excited to bring this all to you guys, and you're going to be able to download this absolutely free down in the description of this video. If you want to track your own dividends and stock portfolio by using this spreadsheet, it's absolutely free. I'm not asking you to pay anything. You don't have to sign up to a Patreon or anything like that in order to get the spreadsheet. Again, the goal for this channel is really just to help the average investor succeed and become a better investor overall. So really that's the goal, and I'm not making you pay for any of this. So again, the link to the Google spreadsheet will be down below in the description if you want to download it and play around with it yourself. I'm super pumped to show you guys this new spreadsheet. I added a lot of new functionality and a lot of automation. The spreadsheet will actually almost update in real time, giving you practically live prices of your stocks. As well, I've added the automation of actually pulling all the dividend information, such as the dividend per share, the yield, from Yahoo Finance directly. So you don't have to enter any of this information. It will actually go and grab it for you. So a lot of really cool features, as well as some brand new charts in the spreadsheet to track not only your portfolio breakdown, but also your sector allocation. So you're going to be able to see the breakdown of weightings for all your sectors that you're currently invested into, potentially see what are your heavy weighted sectors, what maybe you're lacking in. And I've also added an asset allocation chart so you can see exactly your breakdown between dividend stocks, growth stocks, and ETFs. So a really nice overview. And I really hope you guys enjoy this new spreadsheet. I put a lot of work into it, and I really hope you find it useful. So with all that being said, let's jump into the video and get started with my account status. So just quickly touching on the stock market last week, both the Canadian and US stock market had really great weeks overall. We saw both the Canadian stock market as well as the S&P 500 down in the States hit all-time highs. So this is a really positive sign as the stock market continues to increase. So hopefully everyone's portfolio had a week in the green. So when it comes to the account status of my WealthSimple account, it currently sits at $4,025.06. On Friday, my account was up 0.67% or $26.68. While for the past week's performance, my account was up 0.79% or $31.41. So you can see my account actually was not up as much as you might have thought. And the main reason for this is that my largest position, Standard Lithium, saw quite a down week, dropping around 7%. It was trading around $4.11 early in the week, but then it dropped over 10%, down to around $3.73 per share. And this really brought down my account's performance for the week. The rest of my dividend stocks, as well as my other growth stocks, had very promising weeks. And that's the thing when it comes to some of these growth stocks. If they have pretty hefty swings, it's going to affect the rest of your account. But in the long run, I'm not worried about this. I'm happy that most of my dividend stocks, as well as some of my other growth stocks. So I'm actually really happy with how the week turned out. And for the past month, my account is up $182.63, around 4.75%. And the all-time performance of my account is up $115.80, or 2.96%. Remember, I started this challenge back in February, and I started with a lot of my growth stock positions, which almost immediately after investing into began to decline over the entire month of February and have been recovering since, but some of them have still not fully recovered, and I'll get into that when I show my spreadsheet. So with that being said, I'm really excited to now hop into my brand new portfolio spreadsheet and show you guys some of the really cool functionality and utility. So here it is, my brand new stock portfolio and dividend tracking spreadsheet on Google Sheets. So at the top here, you have all the stock information you could ever want. You've got your daily change, your total change, 90-day chart. So you can actually see the chart and see the trend of the stocks in your portfolio all at once in a really quick and easy way. And then you've also got the dividend information, which, like I said, is actually being pulled from Yahoo Finance. So this will always be up to date. And then down below, you've got your dividend tracking, as well as your portfolio performance. So your total book value, your total market value, net deposits, your current gain, as well as your all-time gain. So all of the key metrics that you could want in one place. And then as you see, we now have 3 charts. So you've got the standard portfolio breakdown, which shows all the weightings of all the stocks or ETFs inside your account. And then I've also added now sector allocation. So you can see the breakdown by sector in your account and the weightings for each sector. And then the third and final chart that I've added is just a really nice way to see at a glance the asset allocation of your portfolio. So the weighting of your growth stocks, your dividend stocks, as well as your ETF. So when you click the link down below in the description, it will bring you to my personal portfolio. So what you need to do is go over to File and just click this Make a Copy. And what that will do is it will create and save a new spreadsheet to your Google Drive, which will then allow you to further edit and customize the spreadsheet to your own portfolio, because I can't allow everyone to edit my personal one. So this is the way to do it. Just make a copy and you should be good to go. And then to add your own data, all you need to do is actually change the ticker symbol in this leftmost column. So let's say you have Bell Canada instead of TELUS as your telecom company. All you do is type in BCE, hit enter, and it will automatically update and pull the information for that new stock. So you can see it already updated the company name. So all you need to then do is just go change your average cost. So you could change this to $50 and then change the number of shares you have as well. So you can see it already went ahead and pulled the current price for Bell Canada, which is $57.90. It updated the 90-day chart, and it also updated the dividend information. So this is the correct dividend information for Bell Canada. It currently offers around a 6% yield. So again, you can see the automation. So it's already pulling all the new data for your new stock, and all you had to do was change the ticker symbol, but I'm gonna go ahead and change that back to TELUS. And in order to remove or add new rows to the data, all you need to do is right click on one of the rows. And if you want to delete it, you just hit this delete row. And if you want to insert a new row, you just go insert row above. And the optimal way to add a new row is just to copy it and then paste it below. And then that way, all you need to do is now update the ticker symbol, and it will go ahead and automatically update the rest. And then you potentially just change the sector and the category of the stock. I do plan on continuing to update and improve this spreadsheet over time and making it better and easier to use. So keep that in mind. This is just a version 1. So now diving deeper into my portfolio breakdown and going into the actual stocks that I purchased last week. Starting at the top, I added 2 shares to Algonquin Power and Utilities, bringing my total shares up to 18 from 16 the previous week. Algonquin Power and Utilities is really a stock that I think is not only going to grow in share price, but also pays that really nice dividend. It's one of my favorite stocks, and it's one that I'm currently down on. So I'm just dollar cost averaging lower into my position. The second stock I added to last week was TD. I added 1 share of TD, doubling my position from 1 share to 2. As in last week's video, I had said that I really wanted to add to my lower weighted positions and bring them up, and TD was one of them. So it was only around 2% of my portfolio, and it now makes up 4.2%. So we increased the position in TD. The next stock I added to last week was Brookfield Renewables, BEPC. I added 1 more share of Brookfield Renewables at around $59. This is a smaller dividend paying stock, but one that I think will see really great growth in the years to come, especially with the new $2 trillion plan to boost the infrastructure in the United States, in which one of the key components is renewable and clean energy. I think Brookfield Renewables will really benefit from that. So I bought 1 more share of Brookfield Renewables, bringing my total shares up to 5, and it currently sits at 7.5% of my portfolio. I also added last week 1 new share to my newest position in my account, which I showed last week, being Kirkland Lake Gold, KL. This is a gold mining company, and I'm already up over 10% on this new position, which is awesome. So I added 1 more share, bringing my total up to 4. So Kirkland Lake Gold currently sits at 4.7% of my account, which I'm happy with. And the final position that I added to last week was one of my growth stocks. I actually added 15 shares to Greenlane Renewables, ticker symbol GRN, a renewable natural gas company that I think has a really bright future. They saw a dip down to around $1.90, so I picked up 15 more shares, again, just bringing my average cost basis down for the stock, and it currently makes up around 5.7% of my portfolio. And as you can see from the percentage gain column, we can see that the majority of my stocks are in the green, which is great, but my largest 4 positions in TELUS, Algonquin Power, Standard Lithium, and H2O Innovations are all currently down, which is really what's weighing down the account from being higher in the green. However, these are all stocks that I'm really passionate about long term, and I think will do great in the long term, even if they are down currently. So I'm not worried about that. So if we now look at my dividend tracking, we can see that the previous week, my total annual dividends sat around $81.11, and today it currently sits at $89.24. So by buying a few dividend stocks last week, we were able to bring our annual dividends up over $8. So that's great. And we brought our monthly average income up around 70 cents. So again, each and every week, purchasing a few dividend shares will help to increase your passive income and begin to snowball. So now if we dive into the portfolio breakdown and the individual weightings of all of the stocks within my account, we can see that my top 4 holdings each make up around 10% of the portfolio. 2 of them being Algonquin Power, AQN, and TELUS, ticker symbol T, 2 of my favorite Canadian dividend stocks. Not only do I think these stocks are going to grow in share price over the years, but they also have great track records of growing their dividends. And then the 2 other 10% positions being in growth stocks. So we have Standard Lithium, SLL, and H2O Innovations, HEO, each taking just over 10% of the portfolio. And these are 2 growth stocks that I think are going to see great growth, with the rest of my stocks all being pretty equally around 4 to 6% in weighting. This is kind of the sweet spot for me. You've got the majority of your stocks in equal weighting, and then slightly higher weightings to the stocks that you have high conviction in. And this is definitely a strategy that I recommend. So we now take a look at the sector allocation. We can see which sectors my account is more heavily weighted towards. And as you can see, the renewables or clean energy space is my number 1 sector, being at around 25% of my portfolio. And this is made up of Greenlane Renewables, Brookfield Renewables, as well as H2O Innovations. This is a sector I'm very passionate about long term. And then the second largest weighting sector is the mining and metals. So this is made up of Kirkland Lake Gold, my gold mining company, as well as Standard Lithium, a lithium mining company. So a little bit of diversification within the mining and metals. And then third, you have the utility sector, made up of 2 great Canadian dividend stocks in Fortis and Algonquin Power and Utilities. And then the rest of my account is spread out into ETFs, financial stocks, telecom, oil and gas, and REITs. And now taking a look at the third and final chart within my Google Sheets spreadsheet. It's the asset allocation chart, and this gives you a great overview of how your portfolio is divided among growth stocks, dividend stocks, and ETF stocks. So as you can see, my portfolio is made up of around 50% dividend stocks, 35% growth, and around 17.5% in ETF. And as I've said in previous videos, my ideal weightings is to get my growth stocks in the 20 to 30% range, and the same with my ETFs. So ETFs 20 to 30, growth stocks 20 to 30, and the remaining 40 to 50% to be in the dividend stocks. So the dividend section is in the proper weighting, around 40 to 50%, but I want to lower down the growth stocks by adding more heavily to my ETFs and dividend positions. So that is going to lead us perfectly into my weekly watch list. So my weekly watch list and the stocks that I'm planning to buy over the week ahead are very focused is to bring up the overall weightings of ETFs within my portfolio. So stocks that I'm looking to add over the coming week when it comes to growth is one that's been on my list the last few weeks. It's the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol VFV. This ETF is a great way to get exposure to the US markets and has historically grown at a rate of 10% every single year. So it gives you really great stability and growth in your portfolio. This has been one on my watch list for the past few weeks, but I've yet to make the dive and buy a second share. And the reason for this is that the S&P 500 is trading at all-time highs. So I've been picking up other stocks as they dip, as I wait for VFV to dip, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, or at least it hasn't over the past few weeks. So I'm going to take the plunge and buy 1 share of VFV over the coming week, which hopefully will give me around a 10% growth every single year. So when it comes to dividend stocks that I'm looking to add, the first is my Vanguard Canadian Dividend High Yielding ETF. So this is an ETF that gives you great exposure to a lot of high yielding dividend stocks within Canada. And then the second dividend stock that I plan to add, again, like I mentioned, is Algonquin Power. Algonquin Power is still trading at a great value after taking a dip over the past few months due to some damage from storms down in Texas. For that reason, I'll be picking up 2 AQN stocks for both growth and dividend. So that was my watch list for the week ahead. Just to quickly recap, I'm focusing on boosting up some of my ETF positions to bring the overall weighting of ETFs up above that 20% threshold for the account. So I'll be adding to both my VFV, which is the S&P 500 ETF, as well as my Canadian Dividend ETF to help boost my passive income from my dividends. I did put a lot of time and effort into building this spreadsheet, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments if there's any utility or functionality you want me to add in the future to the spreadsheet. This is just a version 1. I plan on building it up and making it better and better for you all. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest content, make sure you do that, and I'll see you in the next one.